Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to another round of Way of the Hunter. We left off on Matariki Park last week, but we are not going back to Matariki Park immediately. That's going to be in about an hour or so. First of all, we are going back to Nez Perce for just a little bit, just for about an hour at most. Because, in case you guys were here last week, we started the black bear task that requires us to get 3 different black bears on this map. It was a task that was added after we finished this map. And we've got 2 of our 3 black bears. This one was one that we did not need as far as I remember. Let me double check. Yeah. So we already checked this guy, he's not interesting to us. Because we need, as you can see, we need a adult male American black bear with a fitness level of 50% or lower. And so far, we have only found adults that were higher than 50%. So we're gonna have to see if we can get the rest of these guys, and if we can find an adult there that is actually lower than 50%. If I remember correctly, all of these should be part of the same habitat. They are all part of highland forests, even if their icons are in the mountains. So technically, they all have the same chance of being worthwhile. So we're just gonna have to see what we can see. We are now at 11 o'clock, which means we are in black bear resting time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to double check. Yes, resting time up until around 2 p.m. Because then they will start moving towards their eating zones. So I'm going to move this map to my other screen, and I'm going to see if I can find the remaining black bears that we're looking for. We have this one over here, which has a resting zone right here, and another one roughly up here. So that we might actually be able to make on foot, honestly. Then the next ones, I think we should just go further south after that. The next ones would be this one, which has a resting zone over here, or down here. Then we have this guy with a resting zone roughly around here or here. Okay, so we're just gonna go south and we're gonna see if we can get them. The wind is currently going west, we'll be going south later, so we're gonna have to make sure that we don't run straight into the wind. How far is this? Oh, that's actually still pretty far. Will it be quicker if we go from here? Yes, it will be. Okay. So as usual, when we're specifically looking for only one specific animal, we are going to ignore literally everything else. We're just gonna run and try to cover as much ground as possible. And we'll do about an hour of this, checking on as many bear groups as we can. And after that, we're going to switch to Matariki Park and we're going to start canvassing our elk herds to see if we can find a 5-star elk. Because we're going to need 3 5-stars on Matariki Park. Elk, sambar deer, and red deer. The red deer will be incredibly easy to get. The sambar deer has multiple herds on private land, so I'm not too worried, but for the elk on Matariki Park there is no private land. So we're really going to have to manage the ones that are on public land. And we're going to have to manage them well if we want to get a 5-star there. So the sooner we can get that started, the sooner we can move on to everything else on Matariki Park. Gonna double check if I have these need zones already, but I should, honestly. Because I go to this lake a lot. Like, this is one of my favorite lakes on Nez Perce because half the animals on the map drink at this lake. Alright, now we're getting close enough to slow down a bit. Let's make sure we don't accidentally spook our bears. That would be very inconvenient. What do we have here? Snowshoe hare eating, okay. And that's a bear eating zone here. I'm not sure which bear exactly this one belongs to. Because these zones are all pretty far away. Mule deer eating, okay. Also don't need mule deer right now. Oh, there's our bear. And there's definitely a male bear at least, which is good. The main problem that I see right now is that he's in a location where we can't really see him very well. I'm guessing he is behind that hill, yeah. Or at the very top. Yeah, he's at the very top of that hill. There's no way we're gonna be able to spot him if we go directly at him. So let's go a little bit further south. And let's see if we can get him from here. If we can somehow catch a glimpse through these trees. Let's see where we are in terms of... Okay, they are a little bit further to the right. So about here, roughly? Up, they're up there. Okay. I can actually see one of them 2-star mature. Okay. Not useful for us. Going to mark this one. 2-star mature. That gets marked in red on Nekabo's map. We don't need this one. And that zone down here is his other zone, so we don't need to go there either. So we can actually start from here. Looking for the next bear. 600 meters, and we gotta get around this little hilly area, which is always a bit tricky. Let's trifle. I'm hoping to check at least 4 or 5 groups, if not more. So hopefully we'll be able to find them as quickly as this one. Now, of course, ideally I would like to find an adult, low fitness male bear. But oh, there we go. He is definitely where we expected him to be. Just a little bit further to the right. That's good. And he is also roughly at the same distance, which is also very nice. Got a eating zone here. That's probably either elk, whitetail, or mule deer. Elk, yeah. Let's see, where is this bear? Should be down here. Oh, there he is. Behind that, between that rock and that tree. Thankfully, of all the bears, black bears are the ones that spook the hardest, so... Or that spook the slowest, I should say. So... They're still fairly easy to sneak up on. He should be around there, roughly. Just need to find a good angle on him. There he is. Gotta find out what he is from. Is he adult? Is he mature? Is he young? What is he? Wait, I am looking at the right place, right? Oh, he's actually approaching us. Young. Okay, he's coming over as a sentry, which is not exactly great. Because if he's young, we need to call him to see if he's low fit. If he's low fit and young, that means at the very worst, if we don't find a low fit adult, we can wait for this one to grow up. But first I need him. You can see that he's coming to us as a sentry because he's got his head held up. He's looking directly at us. He's approaching us in a straight line. Now he has stopped. He's very definitely looking to see what we are, what he has found here. So we want to stand still, even if I can't see him right now. We want to stand still until he loses interest. Okay, there we go. He's lost interest again. And now we're gonna call and we're gonna see if he comes over to the caller. Is he reacting? Yes, he's reacting to the caller. And you can tell that he's reacting to the caller and not coming over as a sentry. Because if you compare how he is walking right now to how he was walking earlier, right now he is not looking at us. He's got his head medium high, a little low, coming at us in a wavy line. He's not looking directly at us while he is approaching us. And that means he is responding to the caller. So this is good. This means this bear, which is, let me just double check which one of, yeah, it is this one. This bear has a low fit young. I don't know which day of the map we are in, but we're just gonna say day 2. And we're just gonna use this bear for time tracking. So I'm gonna show you guys what I actually just entered on the Cabo's map. So we know it's this bear because this is where we are. This is exactly where we are, where our bear is. So right click, entered low fit young, so that I know that he is actually low fitness. On day 2, because it's the 2nd day of the year in our map. And then enter the one young and yellow, because that means he's not completely good to go just yet. But in the worst case scenario, if we don't find a low fit adult, we can just let this one grow up a bit and then we can harvest him once he turns adult. So this is good. We're just gonna have to check on this one every 3 days, basically, once every year, to see if he's made it to adult. Okay. Then we can ignore him and instead move on to this guy. This is going to be our next bear. We're going to approach this from the south because that's going to be quicker. It's not even worth it starting to run because we're already 400 meters away. We are going to keep on looking for an adult because then we could harvest him immediately. But at least now we know we have one that we can harvest just a few years later. So at least we are not completely lost. That's actually a very good start. Of course, the problem with black bears is they are young for 7 years. So, worst case scenario, he still has 6 years to go until he actually makes it to adult. I think this is also how this mission went the last time I did it. I didn't have a adult low fit, so I had to basically wait for a young low fit to grow up. And I think that took 4 or 5 years for him to actually grow up and reach adulthood. I haven't heard a bear yet. Let's have a look. I don't see any bears either. So I think this one might be at his second need zone. We are still in the right time for bears leaving zones. So either I have misplaced his zone marker or he is at the other zone. I think I might have misplaced his zone marker a little actually, because I don't see anything glowing. Well, except for these prints right now, which indicate that he is actually supposed to be around here. According to Nick Hibble's map, his zone should be a little bit further over here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, resting rarely. He's not here, so we're moving on to his other zone. Which should be roughly around here. Would have been too lucky if we had found every single bear at the very first zone this time. Ah, there he is. And he is actually closer than I expected. So we're gonna have to be a bit more careful than I originally intended. Yep, we already gotta go down to 20 meters. And then stopping right now. Oh, he is just behind that hill. That is not good. Because that's 150 meters and he's at around 220, so... I think what we might actually have to end up doing here is just call him with the low fitness caller and see if he responds. Because there's no way... I mean, we could try to sneak up, but it would be incredibly slow. And not guaranteed to work, especially since we have inconvenient wind. Can't put up a stand here because we found suitable terrain. Let's try to use the caller and we'll see if we can get him close enough with the caller. I have no idea where exactly he is, because I don't see him right now. Oh, there he is. He's actually already coming to... Well, either that's him or that's a female. That's also possible. Might be a female bear that's coming towards us, if they are a pair. Yeah, it's a pair. It's a pair of bears and only one of them is responding, and that would be the female. Okay. So I don't know exactly what that male is. But I'm gonna note down, male does not respond to low fit caller. And then we're gonna mark this group in red. Because we know it's a pair and we know the male is not responding to the caller, and that makes him pretty much useless to us.